What up, Dokkanners? In today's video, we will be finally taking our very first look at the marquee event that is set to drop during the 7-year anniversary. It is called
The Ultimate Red Zone. Sorry, the NFL Red Zone.
The NFL. Oh my god, it did it again!
Fixed it. This event is something that I have been staying away from because as a global player, I wanted to experience this event for the very first time during the 7-year anniversary, but unfortunately as a content creator, I have to have a little bit of knowledge going into it just so I can make videos. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be previewing the event by, first of all, me just explaining how the event works. And then we're going to take a look at some really cool numbers and details about the stages so that you guys can sort of mentally prepare for what is to come. Because during the 7-year anniversary, this is the event that is basically justifying why you are summoning the 7-year LRs. So you definitely want to know what you're sort of getting yourself into, and that's going to be the focus of today's video. We're not going to be going super in depth because otherwise this video would take a very long time. We're going to be going briefly through it just to give you guys a taste. Big shout out now, first of all, huge shout out to the team of Dokkan brainchilds over on Twitter who made these really cool infographics, starting with Luca Dokkan, EDP Dokkan, Raspy Private, Air Dokkan, Matryoshka, and Luke Niente. These individuals put together a masterpiece, which I will be linking in the description for you guys to go check out. And I would recommend that you guys actually save these so that you have these when you're ready to run the event yourselves during the 7-year anniversary. We'll go into more detail about this in just a second. Let me just start off with the basics. The Ultimate Red Zone, the NFL Red Zone, whatever I call it, forgive me. I like making up stupid names. This one's just, it's right there. If you're an American football fan, you know what I'm talking about. All right. I gotta call it the NFL Red Zone. All right. What this is, it is basically a glorified Dokkan event. So think of it like Super Battle Road, Extreme Super Battle Road. You've got Super Battle Road, which is a certain level of difficulty. And then you've got Extreme Super Battle Road, which is literally no different. It is just the same event, but tougher. So think of it like that, except the amplification was way higher here. So think of the Turles Dokkan event as, let's say, a 5 on the difficulty scale. This now becomes that event, but times 100. It's like 500 on the 1 to 10 point scale. So it is way more difficult with a lot more limitations. You can only run this event multiple times a day. You can only run this up to 3 times a day. You can only bring 1 type of support item and a support memory, and continues are not allowed. Meaning, if you are struggling with a particular boss, you only have 3 attempts that very day to do it. That is unfortunately the reality of the situation. I hate that they had to do that, but it is what it is. So unfortunately, this does have some similarities to last year's event, the Battle of Gods event, where you only had a certain number of tries, which does sort of limit the potential for this event. I feel like if they could just remove that, this would be a really fun thing for people to constantly be trying out, testing out, and whatnot. So with that said, the mission rewards from these, you would earn 5 Dragon Stones, actually 6 Dragon Stones if you complete the stage as well. So 6 Dragon Stones plus 7 tickets. These tickets can then be used to redeem to summon on their respective banners. There are 2 types of banners because there are 2 types of NFL Red Zone events. There's the movie boss version, and then there is the GT version. So we get 2 tickets, which means you can summon on those banners. For this banner, you've got these units right here, but more importantly, the unfeatured LRs are a lot more focused and narrowed down. So if these are some of the LRs that you have struggled to be pulling in recent, summons, this might be your best chance to possibly pull one of them. If not, not a big deal, but still, it's a little bit more focused, like I said. And on the GT side, you only have 3 LRs to choose from, which is actually kind of crazy, but I guess, since it's GT, we don't have too many GT units. So that is pretty much the gist of the event. Now let's go into the nitty-gritty and take a look at what is going on with some of these numbers. So now, the infographic to end all infographics. Again, I will link these in the description. These are amazing. Shout out to the boys. Like I said, we'll start with the movie boss version and then we'll work our way down. I don't want to spend too much time, and also keep in mind, folks, since global players have yet to experience this event firsthand, some of these points that I might mention may not necessarily register to you because it's not really about the numbers, it's more about the visual component. Like when you're actually in the thick of it, running the events, getting blasted with a super attack that does 3 million damage, then it registers that, oh, wait, this guy hits pretty hard, So some things might not necessarily be that pressing to you, but I strongly recommend that you guys still check out these graphics for yourselves, maybe afterwards, so that you can see what exactly you have in store during this event. So we're gonna quickly go through this because you got about what, 14 or 15 of these to go through. So real quickly, I do want to mention that when you're looking at these numbers here, in just to oversimplify it, if you're looking at an attack stat of 195,000, then if your defense is higher than that, you're fine. So if the attack value is lower than your defense, then that means the normal slaps will do minimal damage. If the super attack damage value is, let's say for here, it's 487,000. If your defense is higher than that, you will also be fine when you get hit with a super attack. However, if your defense is lower when a super attack is inbound, well then, say your prayers. So that's one thing you definitely want to be factoring in when you're looking at this, because you yourself would know what your teams would consist of, right? You know which units are beasts in terms of offense, in terms of defense, damage reduction, and all that stuff. And let me just say, folks, you're going to want to have a lot of damage reducing agents on these teams, because when you see what is in store for you on some of these levels, it's actually pretty crazy. So starting with the Turles squad, we've got Raisin and Bran. I don't know what their names are. And then we got these other dudes, Almond Joy, this guy, I forgot his name, and Optimus Prime. And then we've got the Turles army here, and then we've got Turles. Now, noticing the damage reduction, it is steadily increasing, starting at the baseline of 56 damage, 56%, goes up to 60 when you fight Turles. Also, the types are here. So we've got like a Super Battle Road sequence on the first stage. On the second stage, you're fighting the Turles army as a whole, and then you're fighting Turles by himself, and he is Extreme Int. And he has a 100% chance to stun for 2 turns. So this is the main thing that I'm looking out for. I'm looking for anything in particular that is more unique to the final few parts of the fight that I want to pay attention to. So if Turles hits you with a super attack, you will be stunned. You will be stunned. The chance of him launching a super attack per turn is 16%, and he will be launching roughly around 8. This is really cool. The only thing that I don't see here is the type of super attack, which I wish that they would include, but maybe it's somewhere else. But yeah, this is really, really nice. So that is what's happening with Turles. Moving on now to Slug. Slug, we've got the same sort of situation, Super Battle Road-esque event round 1. Then we fight 2 other rounds afterwards. And the health, also the health has been going up too. So Lord Slug starts off at 14 million health, 225,000 attack, 562, so about 500,000 damage on the super. And his gimmick is that he can heal. So when his health falls below 85%, he will start to heal. Boy, that's going to be annoying. At least he doesn't stun though, but I don't know which is worse. He's going to be healing on both forms. His damage reduction keeps going up, and his super attack chance is staying about the same. Oh, but his attack stat going up to 756,000. So we're working our way towards 1 million. Now we've got the Cooler gang. Oh, these guys have dodge, dude. Okay, so the Cooler squad, they have dodge, 60% damage reduction, 375, almost 400,000 attack for each of them. So that first round is going to be a doozy. Then you get to Cooler. So these 3, I mean, this is basically a Dokkan event, as you can see. Like, it's just 3 rounds. They're just really, really tough. So Cooler, 7% chance to dodge, just like everybody else. Okay, that doesn't change. That's good. 612,000 attack for a super attack. Nothing here for the Cooler, you know, anything worth noting. But on this next phase, the final Cooler, he's got the KO mechanic. So that means he's got a countdown clock, a doomsday clock. If the countdown reaches 0, he will launch a super attack that hits you for 1 million damage. So you better have 1 million defense ready to go, which you probably won't, but you know, you never know. That is what is in store for you with Cooler, man. He's going to be hitting really hard. Nothing else here. The dude can dodge. Everything else is basically the same. Boilerplate, he's immune. I think they're all pretty much immune to stun, except for like round 1. Everybody else is pretty much immune to stun and seal, so that's kind of pointless. I guess that's fair though. Okay, so moving on now, we've got the Super 13. What are we looking at here? Anything worth noting? We're fighting AGL twice. Don't you lecture me with that $30 haircut. This guy seals. I can't do a 13 impression, by the way, if you're wondering. 900,000 damage. Jeez. For Blanca. I mean, Fusion 13. Okay, yeah, there's nothing important. There's nothing worth noting here. Nothing unique. Trying to see if there's any difference between the Dokkan Wiki and here. Yeah, I see nothing. Okay, so this one looks pretty standard. This might be the calm before the storm. Now Bojack. All right, Bojack. I'm going to tell you guys right now. There are 3 names that I was warned about, and I've heard chatter about. Those 3 names are Bojack, Broly, and Omega Shenron. Although here it says Sin Shenron, so I'm assuming it's the last. Yeah, it's the last one. Jeez. Okay. So those are the names that I was warned about, and let's see why right now. These guys can, oh, they're immune to stun. Oh my gosh, Heraclan's immune to stun frame 1. Okay. They're all launching 500,000 damaging super attacks. Fantastic. They all have 62% damage reduction. Do they dodge? Why not throw in some dodge in there too? 30% chance to do 2 attacks less. Oh, right, because you're in a crowd. Yeah, okay. All right, so that's the Heraclan on round 1. That's pretty scary. 854,000 damage on the super attack for the second phase here. Nothing worth noting for this Bojack. However, the next one, oh my god. Well, by the way, we're at 34 million on the health count. We're at 1 million damage on the super attack, 325,000 on the attack stat. And this is the problem. Okay, so I don't see the orb changing like I did here. I saw orb changing, so I think they forgot to include that. Orb changing, lockdown, seals, and dodges. Are you kidding me? Okay, I get it. This is why people hate Bojack. Got it. Wow. That is insane. Okay, so that's going to be one stage you definitely want to look out for. No AGL in the event details here, so that's good. You don't have to bring tech units, I guess. I mean, I don't really know. That's just weird. Okay, let's move on now. Janemba. Moving on to Janemba. We're at 50 million health when we get to Super Janemba. That is insane. We've eclipsed 1 million damage. Nothing else going on here. Oh, no. Changes orbs. And we have an enhanced dodge rate. 64% damage reduction starting with Fat Janemba. And then we've got a 10% chance to dodge for the rest of the way. That is brutal. And then for the final stage on the movie boss version, we've got Broly. This dude just hits really hard, I'm guessing. And he can also attack multiple times. I saw that here. Yeah. So Broly can attack multiple times. He can lock your dodging. And he can attack twice in his final phase. So he's just going to outmuscle you. That's his deal. He's got nothing else going for you. He's not confusing and confounding. He's simply just outmuscling you, and he's pummeling you into the ground. That's what he's doing. 1.2 million damage, dude. This is happening twice. Oh my god. This is happening twice on a turn. Yikes. 400,000 base attack. 70% damage reduction. There you have it, folks. That is the Broly. That is the Movie Heroes edition. Let's quickly jump over now to the GT Heroes one. Do I even want to know? These guys are insane. I'm going to quickly go through these. I don't want to spend too much time here. So for the Legic, my boy Legic, I think he's by himself. Poor guy. Nobody wants to hang out with him. So Legic, one day he will get a Dokkan Festival. Legic, 200,000 attack, 500,000 super attack, 17%. Yeah, nothing special here. If you're worried about, all of these events destroying you, sure, some of them are going to be tough, but honestly, folks, global players, we're in a really good position. We've got a ton of 200% leads. We've got some really amazing mechanics that JP didn't have when they first got these events. So it's going to be very different for us. I'm sort of just, I'd rather go into this underestimating myself than overestimating them, because I don't want to, jump in with this bravado and then get, two-pieced in 10 seconds. That would be very embarrassing. I'd rather be cautious. So that's why I'm sort of approaching this with a sense of humility. Some of you probably are like, come on, Toon's not that tough. Well, you know what? I haven't seen this event in action. I haven't seen a single second of footage. This is my first exposure to the event. So we've got Lud, I don't know how you say his name. 526,000 attack, 550, so 500,000, okay. Lowers defense, oh no. Lowers defense for 3 turns. So this was kind of a gimmick that made Jiren so difficult in the Ultimate Clash, and then it was also a gimmick that happens during the Legendary Goku Vegeta events, where when they lower your defense, that adds up because you're kind of accustomed to a certain level of growth, and then when you start taking some nasty damage when you shouldn't have, it's because of this defense nerfing. And then the dude switches and raises offense. Oof. So yeah, this dude's all about nerfing and boosting. All right, Lud, I see you. Next is Meta Rildo. Here, do we have anything unique? Oh, okay, so he can lock us down at 60% success rate, 28 million health, 728,000 super attack, lowers defense by 40% for 3 turns. So it looks like on this side, the defense lowering is a pretty common trait. Okay, and he's got a 7% chance to dodge on top of that. Oof. All right, moving on to Bebe. For Bebe, oh my gosh, he lowers attack and defense on his super attack. He's got 58% base damage reduction. He's immune to everything. And he can also, he can lower your attack and defense. And then we've got him here, same thing, damage reduction steadily increasing. And for the final phase, oh my god, dude, he can attack everybody and stun. He attacks everybody and stuns. Is it 100%? 100% chance to stun. So if this dude supers, I don't know, JP players, you gotta let me know. If he supers everybody, does everybody get stunned? So if he's going first, oh my gosh. If he's going first and he hits everybody with a super attack and it stuns, that is game over, right? JP players, clarify in the comments and let me know. 67% damage reduction for this dude. Okay, so baby probably has to be on the radar as well. This dude's looking pretty beefy. That's terrifying. All right, Hellfighter 17, what do we got here? So we've got nothing unique here. We've got key absorption, that makes sense. Super 17, of course. Of course. 1.0, okay, so we've eclipsed the 1 million mark here. 14% chance for a super attack. 370 base attack, 5% chance to dodge. And don't bring key blasting super attacks because he will absorb it, so don't do it. Only strike based attacks, or non-key based. And then for the final, oh no, second to last one, we got the Shadow oh my god. The Shadow Dragons, they each have a different gimmick. Look at this. Key absorption, changing orbs, seals you, dodges, locks you down. Ice Shenron is the final phase. And they all have 62% damage reduction. Oh no, it goes up. Dodge chance implemented for the Nova Shenron. This, I think, is also going to be insanely tough for a lot of people. Hopefully you guys are going to have the best of luck summoning and getting your 200% leads for those LR Super Saiyan 4s and God Saiyans, because they are going to be definitely useful for these events. Oh boy. Okay, and then the final phase is Omega Shenron. I am humbled, I gotta say. This dude, as the base form, has a 40% chance to seal and lock you down. He can change orbs as Shadow Dragons, lower attack and defense. Then Sin Shenron, 5% chance to dodge. A little bit less, but he can still dodge, and he can do some pretty nasty damage, actually 1 million, basically. And then 1.5 million damaging super attack on Omega Shenron. 450,000 base attack, 35 million. Wait, why is his health higher than... Okay, no, his health is lower than this one. Okay, whatever. 5% chance to dodge, 70% damage reduction, and he's got a KO mechanic. This dude's got a KO, and he can change orbs. It doesn't show that here. So, yeah, dude, these guys are no joke. So, good luck to all of you. As far as any more previews, there's not really much else I can do. If you're still interested in seeing, like, actual content on the Ultimate Red Zone, I would recommend checking out other videos, like on JP channels, like Truth and stuff like that. They would obviously have videos on it. I would like to go into this somewhat blind. Obviously, that's not going to be entirely possible anymore, but still, I want to experience it for the first time on my own. I don't want to see anybody else and get ideas from them as far as how to get through it. But in my humble opinion, seeing what these guys are capable of, I would recommend that you pack a lot of damage-reducing units, damage-reducing items, perhaps, some healers in the form of units that can transform and heal you after a certain number of turns. Also, scouting super attacks is going to be incredibly useful for this. And also, nullification, action nullification. If you guys don't know, the 7-year LRs have some really cool abilities in their Ultra Supers when they transform. Disabling enemy actions. This is going to be a very useful mechanic during this event because you can basically chip off one of the attacks that are coming. Whatever that may be, if it happens to be a super attack, you could save your entire rotation from annihilation. So the 7-year LRs are going to be playing a crucial role, not only from the 200% aspect, but also from the attack nullification or the action nullification ability. And we'll also be getting this again in the form of the Year 4 LRs, which will be happening towards the end of the 7-year anniversary. So items, damage reducers, scouting abilities, heals, and 7-year LRs. Those are going to be the things that you need to succeed on these beastly events. Good luck to everybody. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on the Ultimate Red Zone event. If you guys have not seen any footage on this event, what do you think about this going in? Do you anticipate this to be even more difficult than anything else you've ever done? Are you looking forward to it? Do you have a particular boss in mind that you are most eager to fight? Is there anything that I missed? Do you have anything else to talk about regarding this event? Have you seen any JP footage? I could go on and on. Let me know in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more dope content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned. I can't wait for the NFL Red Zone. And always remember to Dokkan responsibly.